Bzzzt. Good evening, folks. It's 2004 on the 21st day, 3rd month, 2023. I'm looking here at the heated corridors set up by the NextRad stations here across Australia, here, and here, in one of its territories out here in an island. Bzzting you up, frying you, absolutely frying you, and creating corridors where storms will travel between quite more easily than not. And you've had some big chem deployments tonight too while you've been sleeping. And so without further ado, I'll show you the doo-doo. Yeah. Right, so as I zoom in here, you're going to see some big storms that have come in from out to sea here between Clairview and up near Mackay. Yeah, as I move down south, you'll see some very active storms still continuing to march through New South Wales, wreaking havoc. And these things will be tornadic, and that was the 6 hours. And some of the data has actually been missing when they just didn't show the storm, so something's been hidden. So as I go to the last hour, though, this will be your more importance for your morning decidings of what you're going to do with your day. This storm just marched through forest. You see the lightning kicking off in front of it. Bombs. So let's have a look. I've already got a lot of this loaded, and what I'm looking at here is down in the corner, as I call it, and you see the bombs coming across here in Melbourne, stinking up the air, ruining the day, taking away the sunrises, and well, I think that's just wrong. Feel the bombs going by right here. Boom, 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 boom. There's the 5. You're going a little bit closer. Take it back. See the cluster? Those are chem bombs. That's not your naturally occurring cloud formation. Even that low deck of microwaves in front of it, sweeping along, has got bombs going off in front of it. And a line of deployment here, 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 and here. See the circles? And back, getting ready to impact one of the large population centers of Australia, and the sleepy sheepy will bray, and well, the day will go grey. And Tassie, you also have been a victim of the maniacs. The agenda barons have been busy toxifying your skies and the oceans to your west. Streamers down here, that ain't like fog. This has been created by man. Look at the square form to this over the center of this island. This big streamer was over here in Bass Strait. Chem. That was backwards, 10-minute jumps. Sure didn't dissipate very quickly, like a natural contrail should. See the bombs there? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Doing the weather making waltz. With Klaus instead of Strauss. Wonder if this is even working. Well, it says it is. Hello, everyone. Let's see if it continues to be so. So I was looking at the chemominations that have settled across this nation. I'll do a quick zip across the ocean. And we have just crossed the Tasman Sea to see the sights of the long white chemtrail. Wow, would you look at the guilt? Chem bombs going off right here in Cook Strait, right here before your eyes. There they go. It's their big prize, the presence of geoengineering. How dare they change the climate from the University of Harvard with these EMF waves well evident on the low deck down here. Bzzz. Watch. I'll speed it up. Right down here on the low. Goes in. Bzzz. Getting fried, getting fried. That's actually quite high up. It's going over the mountains here. Boy, is that a fryer. But it hasn't fried till it went past Christchurch Airport. So it's the most likely subset. Excuse me, suspect of EMF emission of something like that could be them. The pulsators. Boom. And bombs going off in it. Yeah. Another big deployment day. Look at the center of not so round circulation here. The circle jerculation. Look what the jerks have done to your side. The knuckles nucleus over here. Boom. Nucleating clouds and punching Mother Earth right in a kisser. That's almost like one of those Tesla valves that they use for water to keep cavitation down in a hose. It does. I'll have to look that up. That was curiousness. Matter of fact, let me have a quick screenshot of this. Whammo. Not too good, not too good at all. What we got going over Falkland? I mean, Auckland. The fake lands. Everybody wants to be like they're in the capital or some kind. Isn't the capital down here? The Hunger Games have begun. Boom, 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 boom! Off the coast. And that's so friendly looking at what in the hell going on out here. Center point with tendrils. And with more boom and tendrils. And just shoot something else off and tendrils and tendrils and tendrils. That's costing some big bucks. But you know, there's some deep pockets on some billionaires out there. Billionaires. The hook-nosed guy coming to visit. Wow. There's a big bomb went off there, huh? Boom! I'm looking at the numbers. I saw a weird jump. That was a strange cloud. That was a chem bomb. Bombing up your day there. Bombing my Winua. What can you say to that? I know a Kia aura. And Kia Kaha. Well, how about they're killing y'all? Killer, killer. They're doing it to us. Look what they're doing in the skies here off of Byron Bay. Over here out in the Golden Triangle area in the mountains. And beautiful trees and the koala bears that are still left if we still give a fuck. Or will they be in the tree museum that people get to pay to see them? Joni Mitchell might have nailed that one. Look at this bomb going over here. Doesn't it look like a firework going off? It does to me. But they allow the artillery method, so to expect artillery shells to be deployed is to be expected because it's artillery. You know? In the compass pattern. Back 10s, forward 10. These ain't dissipating like they should. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible sickness mix deployed this morning. What a sadness it is to see. Let's see what we're seeing on some of the cameras. See which way. Cost is usually the airport. I want to look east. Yeah, that ought to do it. Well, I got a little bit of sunrise coming. Not the most pleasant sight. See if any of this will load. This was yesterday. Yeah, hang on. Bit of action here last night, huh? That streamer up there. Moonlight management. Gotta block the moonlight too, you know. I don't want lovers falling in love underneath the moon and getting struck or anything. Well, there's not much to see yet because this looks like the sun's just coming on. The black and white camera ain't helping me much. Yeah, not much to see yet. Not much to see yet. Well, you should have seen Worldview. Yesterday's Worldview was an absolute crime scene. Well, you guys were no better. when I looked off your coastlines yesterday, and I seen all this. I seen all this chem here across Oz yesterday. And I'm probably going to do a full world tour because it was so bad. The sickness mix looks just like that deployment from 2016 that killed all those people. And they come up with a term, thunderstorm asthma. I say it's sickness mix, and it was deployed over you again yesterday. And boy, was it bad across the world. I mean, really bad. Really, really, really bad. Look at this over Europe. Isn't that horrendous? So you're not the only ones, Australia, getting sprayed. And if these were natural contrails, some of them had to have dissipated. For all these to go on at once, there'd have been a collision, and they just spread out and stole the sunshine from this forest, from the people, from the children that might have seen a sunny day. And yet they didn't, because the corporations just put this in your fuel, and it is doing a terrible kind of chemical pollution in the sky, and it's leaving a chemical trail because it's made of stuff that's on the periodic table. If it's on the periodic table of chemicals, it's a chemical. All right, so don't get shut down in your way you think about words enough to not understand the concept that something really bad happened. And look at France and Spain in the Bay of Biscay here. Look at how many square miles of absolute unbelievable. Well, it's believable because I see it right here. If I just do a basic quick rate of how much chem I'm seeing here. That's a lot. That's a lot of space toxified. That's a lot of forest not getting any sunlight at all. That's a lot of water that's not getting sun it might need. Does anybody fully understand the relationship light has with water and how it needs its Excuse me a minute. Do a little document. Bingo. Right. Try not to hit the wrong key. It's horrendous. The whole world has been taken over by a bunch of diabolical people. It's diabolical. Absolutely. This is just sad, so saddening to me and depressing. This is what I was trying to show you earlier. Again, they cut the feed off at 3 minutes, and then they show you 20-something seconds like it's a preview. And there's no settings of mine that are doing this. All right, we're running at 12:49. And good morning to you, Stephen Joseph. I just seen your comment. As I looked around the world yesterday, I was nearly in tears. I just want to go outside and scream. And when I see what they did here in Chihuahua here, something came along the line and deployed something. And there's many methods I know that can do that. The angel of death blossom looking thing they use for chaff and anti-missile defense. I can clearly do this and shoot out flares. I've done a YouTube video on chem bombs compared to fireworks, and so you should seek that video out. And then I see it, they just don't dissipate quick enough. They just don't do it. See? They just don't. And when I see that excuse was thrown out by somebody, I wanted to vomit. Look how square that's formed. That's deliberate. Let that sink in. Because this stuff is settling out and is sinking in your body and your bones. It's going in the trees. It's going in the water. It's going in everything that lives that you eat. It's going in everything your pet eats. It's going in everything I love. And it's without permission. The taxifications of the nations has become nothing short of if there was a galactic crime for killing a planet, this people doing it should be charged with that. Oh, they say in history when they find us all draped under a big pile of silt or Pompeii, or just left to dust and bones to rot on a planet's surface that's been scoured dry by a corporation. It doesn't give a shit about anything. It can't even see the forest for the trees. It sees it for the board feed it can harvest from it. It sees the earth as something that it can glean oil from. And it sees you as gullible, as takeable, as a sucker that is born every millisecond. So let's show you some weather now, and I'll try to settle myself down. Remember, man, this earth is yours. Call it that. Yeah, there was some badness just coming on the 10s. I'll turn some of the cameras off. There's some heartless people in this world that are doing some terrible things. And they all need to go to justice. They all never to be allowed to own the television channels and the news magazines. The same people that invest in the harmful products should never be able to hold public office. As Prime Minister of England needs to fully disclose his connections to Moderna. Yep, that's a big thing. He needs to fully do that. As I'm watching the storms move across Australia today, all I can think about is hashtag exposed to 28. All I can think about is this forest being fracked and the artesian basin and my whales being chem-bombed all to hell as they're going up and down the coast out here with the streamers of death tickling into the water too. Where are the studies on the whales and how they're all going to be affected by this acids that's coming out? How are their blowholes doing? If we're having pneumonias and asthma, what are they having? Not all of them will wash up on shore. Where are they in the muds and the salts? Who's going to protect them when there's none left to protect? Did you hear that one? Are you feeling me? As I'm watching more man-made storms ravaging the trough of Australia, who are going to have some decent totals coming over the next 48 hours through this area. Well, this one here says 3 days. I ain't even using Access no more. They got bought by the BOM, so they're just liars now. I won't watch the liars then. So it looks like they're hitting the coast roads are going to be affected. Icons on the tools. It's showing a very affected area through here along this river line here. So, you know, place like this at Cootamunda, at Katamatuda over here, where this big junction here that needs a much more smooth line to the railroad. Maybe just flood you totally out, leave you out of it, just bring it over here straight across. Yeah, that don't make sense to come all the way down here to do a change. You could do it all here in Stacking Ball. Yeah, you could be the new hub. You're much more convenient to the highway and the shipping for the autonomous trucking that's coming for the truckers' jobs. 10-4, is that there, good buddies? Look, oh, no, they're going to keep that. There's a lot of railroad tracks. What's this over here? Oh, a showground. Well, you could bring the circus, can come to town, you could set a great big tent up, and all the past politicians of the world can parade their old excuses around. Flooding the rivers, a bunch of cowards. Shamrock looking town. Hey, you guys are fucked. You're about to have a bit of a rain there. Hey, Woodstack, bit of mud coming down. The rain's coming your way there. Go right. Go right. And I'll have a little more. And the Woodstock Festival is going to get a second dowsing, so this could be considered the swelling of the streams is going to begin. As Voldemort opens up his weather wand and goes, begin! Hey, you will get your streams swollen before your dreams float away. And the totals that I was telling you about are becoming imminent along the coastal road areas. You better get right. You better get right all the way through Sydney, all the way up the coast. Yep, told you. And you can expect these totals to rise over the next couple days as what the real storm is going to do is it becomes imminent. This is not going to be a taken lightly situation for these areas with the bad dams and the roads that are already stretched in the other Liverpool. Well, moisty. My God, not again. Not again. Hey, but you know, Most people don't give a shit about what's not affecting them. But you know what? Somehow I feel this affects me. Because if they could do this here, they could do that there. And because they are doing it here, they are doing that there. What they're doing to you, they're doing to me. And when I look at Cuss Harbor right here, and I see a tendril sitting off your shore, with a foot of water in it, that's not good. It's going to be raining down over a 10-day period in that spot, and I bet all that ain't happening spread out nice and evenly like the thin top of a cake. Nah. They'll bomb it strategically. They'll bomb the tops exactly where they want the water to fall, where they want the condensates to coalesce heavy enough to fall. Just put a bomb over the top of a cloud and shockwave that son of a bitch. Shockwaves. Shockwaves and weather. And you see evidence of it all the time in the big storms. You pick that up on the infrared. Or when you see a circle on the top of these big ones going off, the guy here with the hook nose, and he's farting out like that. Porky pig. Porculence. Porking up your sky, man. They're porking up your skies. Where's Beulah Ballbreak? We got another square formation going out here with a chem bomber right here. Streamering off, farting up your skies. That's not a cow floating around farting. But they don't. Some people hey diddle and jump over the moon anyhow if they're told to. Everybody go look outside. The air is suddenly going to be clear. Get the fuck out of here. That ain't a vitamin they're spraying on you there, folks. That ain't orange juice. Isn't it tang? Your guy smelling like old poontang. Old fishy smelling, people say sometimes. When they're far from the ocean. That's evidence of marine cloud brightening. Yeah, bringing seawater into the upper atmosphere. It comes down somewhere else. Because, you know, what goes up must come down, they say. Or is that rule now changed? You know, what goes down is going down. Whether you like it or not, this is going on. It's going on today, it's going on now, and it's predicting a big flooding area for your coast roads coming. So as I'll continue to roll the tape there. My God, look at the amount of water across Australia again. Streamers coming. Right, so we'll go back to the forecast. And I'll show you what's going on for the next days. But I'll do it in a zip mode. The 23rd. I'm happy with that number. It comes to New Zealand. Brings them on screen. Zooms out. Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to cover the coast road. New Zealand, you got a couple days. My gosh, look at these storms. Boom, man. There you go, Friday. It's not the Friday the 13th. Every day. Looks like you're going to have quite a night. Oh, Sydney, you're going to get a battering on the 25th. There's obviously not a Grand Prix or something going on there because they will make sure the weather was nice for that. But you guys are going to have some rumbles going through Penrith and all three of your mountains, and it's going to be a long day of it. It's going to dump quite a bit in that day, actually. So let's have a look at what's in this. So she's dumping about 3 centimeters every 3 hours if this stayed there. Okay, so it started when? Not yet. Jeez. Here she comes. Jeez Louise. Big storm. Boom. Great. I'm about 4 hours of that thing being there. 5 hours of that being there. It's very possible this thing can drop 5 centimeters in that evening. It's possible it could be a little more than that, actually. That's a very bad sell. Yeah, you guys are getting about 5 centimeters, about 1.5 inches. It's going to fall during that evening, so don't have your car parked in a low area. And at night when you're sleeping. Because at night when you're sleeping, the geoengineering's creeping, and the chem bomb creeping in your bones. What's that floaty in my eye? So that's where most of your water's all coming from, is this one event coming to Chris. And then you're going to get a second helping. Because, you know, once you swallow the streams real good, it's a great time to kill the dreams. Have a little extra. Have some more. Have it. Let's move it a little north. Hey, Newcastle, how you doing? Let's hit that section of road. What are they doing? Running a traffic test to how water handles roads and how tires, how much sliding can go on? Oh my, that's going to be a hell of an electrical system. Because a lot of energy's been put in the atmosphere from all those next rads that I showed you at the beginning that we're on. Yeah, I got one of those shots of them over here. I think it's this one. No, that's chemtrails. It's chemtrail. Chemtrail. Might be that one. Yeah, that's another total. I'll show you again in a minute. It was all up on them corridors. So, yeah, big storms coming. Yeah, not the best. Don't make no weekend plans for that one. And a big streamer, a straight line. Hey, he's planned to streamer across. So that means it was a long storm. A big EMF beam has to come cut that, and away she'll go across, and she track the state line. Yeah, it should. All the conditions would say it has to. So there'll be a beam in to do that. We'll be watching for that on the 28th. Yeah, and then sure, Brizzy, have it. Liz Moore's going to get some totals. Here's your turn. And you ain't done. Nah, you ain't done. So whatever totals they're going to hand you is going to last a bit. This is not a done event at all. So those totals that you're going to see here on the 10s are going to get much higher. Because of what's going to occur a couple days, after about 12 days from now. But I called that kind of stuff out. How many days ago? They said, you watch. Yeah, they moved the river. It had to happen. It had to. That's how pressure works. Do weather. Do still running. Do boom. What a fucking shame this is still going on. Have the bombs there. I already showed that one. I showed the wicked glitch was on, and here's the clouds that it created. Right, see that in the low deck. Hi, there was the glitches I showed earlier was going on up here. You know, the wicked glitches were making clouds here, and here, and these are actually making the clouds that you'll see here. And this weather radar should come up fairly quickly. Because I had it on. See, that one's blasting up there. This one's on, and this one's on. Might take a moment. That's enough to see it. See the glitches in your radar? You see how they make clouds themselves that are shaped like the glitches? Huh. Would you consider that evidence or correlation or imagination? This big nipple ripple here making a great big storm. Hi, Richmond radar. Hi, centered over Mount Isa radar. Hi, centered right over Long Reach. You know, this is weather making machines. These NextRad radar stations are not these big HARP facilities that everybody says it's a HARP. Nah, electromagnetic perturbation of the atmosphere using microwave spectrum of radiation. And that's the way it is. They can use lasers to make weather and clouds too. Michio Kaku, he spoke about that on a morning show. He quickly got taken off the air. Absolutely. You'll be telling people about that. But it's the science. It's the real science is visible to see. You know? It ain't a glitch out here from this island. Look at the bombs going off out here in the Coral Sea. Over the coral, man. Let's spray acid over the coral. That's not a good idea. Let's not spray acid over the coral. And whoever said that gets to put the nuncy hat on and go sit in the dumbass corner. And with that said, I think I'm going to go sit in the dumbass corner myself. I'm a little bit tired. I hope this worked okay. Big love, people. Keep your chin up. Keep your fists out. We got this. Peace.